Everybody, and welcome to the Designated Spitters. We just got done finishing up on arguably the worst loss of the Yankee season. I feel like we've said that so much, but this one really fucking hurts. This hurts.
That's like a weekly special for the Yankees. Worst loss of the year. Sunday. Come on down. See the Yankees get kicked in the nuts again.
Yes, that is exactly what it has been like with this team. But this game right here, man, I mean, it's funny. I went through so many different emotions calling this game. I started off really strong. I kind of like started dying out in the game. Like my voice was like, all right, low power, low power, low power, low power. And then it just came back to me because the Yankees came back. They fought, they battled. Then all hell takes over and the Yankees lose. I still think the worst game of the season for them in the loss-wise. You know, with where they are right now, overall, they dropped 2 of 3 to the Colorado Rockies. Derek, last time we talked, I think it was on NYYPD on Friday, we both said, yeah, you got to sweep them.
Easy sweep. I mean,
easy sweep.
Look, I mean, you lost a game in Oakland. You lost 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals. You just lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies. I think maybe it's time that we just have like a come to Jesus meeting and just get real. This is not a good baseball team. It's not a playoff team, probably. It's feeling a lot more like those 2013, 2014 type of teams, maybe even 2015 if they could sneak into the playoffs. But to think this team is going to do any kind of damage in October against anybody is absolutely delusional at this point.
Yeah.
I don't care how many fucking batting coaches you fire. Nothing's going to change until you get some decent hitters. And you gotta get some guys with some guts, some balls. I just see a bunch of defeated, deflated, dejected, morose, unhappy people in that clubhouse.
Bro, I heard Brian Cashman speak earlier. No joke. Like I said in the chat, I was like, that voice will forever be instilled in my mind of a man with no confidence. He just has like the most, we're gonna do this move and we're gonna do this move. It just like the whole organization right now to me is just a train wreck. I mean, you think of these guys sit in a room together and they talk about this team. I mean, what are they saying? Like, I can't imagine they believe the things they say. You know, Josh Donaldson is unlucky. He's been unlucky this year. He's hitting 140.
Year.
I mean, every year he's unlucky. Has everybody been unlucky this year?
What he hit in Minnesota? Was he unlucky? I think they said he was unlucky then too. We think he's going to unlock it.
Unlucky.
Some people, when you keep just running into bad luck, maybe you're just not that good, you know?
Yeah, maybe it is that, exactly. At some point you see it and you go, yeah, this is not a good team, you know, as you just brought up. And today, again, it just shows what is more wrong with this team. So, you know, I'm not even going to go into the whole box score. I don't really want to look at it. There was some positives, right? Oswald Peraza gets in there. He shows some energy. I said it to everybody. I was like, this kid desperately needs a base hit. Like, he needs to get a hit right here.
What was the exit velo?
It was up there. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was definitely up there. And it's a big hit for him. He gives the Yankees a 2-run lead. And from there, I'm like, we're going to win. We're going to come back and win this game, and it could be something that gets them going. And then, Derek, I see Nick Ramirez is on the mound. And I told everybody in the chat, no joke, you go back into it. Game season live is over. You can see I'm not bullshitting. I said, I am terrified. This is not the way to do it. And look, here's the deal. That bullpen budget thing needs to be taken, balled up, and just lit on fire. Let me tell you why. Let's pull this up. Where are the Yankees at right now? Okay, wonderful. The Yankees are the bottom of the barrel with the Boston Red Sox. They're at the bottom of the barrel. How in the world is it July 16th and you are concerned about closing out a game? Who's going to do it? And you don't go to Michael King or somebody that is not a journeyman.
Right. So let me just preface this by telling your audience what I already told you, which is today's one of those few days you might notice I didn't do a recap. I missed most of the first part of the game. I saw the first inning. I had an appointment at the computer store. I was gone from the 2nd through the 7th inning. I saw, or, you know, bits and pieces, you know, where you pull it up on your phone and you watch for 30 seconds here, you watch for 30 seconds there. I didn't really get to tune in for, permanently until literally 5 seconds before the grand slam landed off of CJ Cron's bat. I literally walked in. He was at the plate. There was a 1-0 count. I came in. I shook off my dogs. I set down my bags. I flipped on the TV, and Bader drifts back, and that one is gone. And I immediately said, I got to see how Pete reacts to this, because you're about 30 seconds behind the broadcast typically, right? So yeah. I immediately turn it on, and the first words I hear are, "Holy shit!" So they used to give Scooter a cow every time he had some kind of appearance at Yankee Stadium, because he said, "Holy cow." Yeah. I want to make it a thing that they give you like manure, be like the guy from Back to the Future. I hate manure.
Yeah, they just dump a bag of shit on me right there. That's it. That would be good enough. That's about as bad as this team could do to me as it is.
But I'll tell you, it was very predictable watching the end of the game. I saw when Bard hit the leadoff man.
Yes.
I knew two things. I knew the Yankees were going to come back and at least tie the game up, because you could just see that the confidence. He's got like mental issues or whatever.
And Bard is done. Yeah.
So the confidence. And the other thing I thought was, man, still got a good spin rate. Cashman's going to try and fix him, So that was number 2.
The Yankees are right now.
Once the Yankees did not, win it in the top of or go ahead in the top of the 10th, I said, well, they're going to walk it off. Now, it took longer than I expected. But the second that game tying home run to make it 7-7 went out of the ballpark, I said, there's no way they don't win this game now. There's no way the Rockies aren't going to win. Yankees were deflated. They didn't want to be there at that point. I don't blame them. And I just felt, I've been disappointed at times this season. I've had the gut punch. We've had some late games that we've
tough
blown.
ones.
We've
tough ones all year.
We had some 1 and 2 hit type games where we should have won against some bad pitchers. But today, when you had it locked up multiple times and you blow it to the fucking Rockies, today was rock bottom, no pun intended.
No, you're spot on, man. And that's like the point that I'm trying to get across to a lot of Yankee fans in general is the Yankees are in no position to hope we can squeeze away with a victory. If you got 3 outs ahead of you, you got to have the mindset that, guys, we got to either kill or be killed. And today we chose to be killed. Yeah. It's that simple. We went with probably the worst guy in our pen, even at that time. I mean, the guy is a career journeyman. I mean, and the one thing about, and here's the way I would see it. I would go, okay, Nolan Jones, what do we know about him? He got a hell of a powerful bat. The kid could just tap the ball and it's going to fly. And on top of that, in Colorado, he can do that. Do I want to go against like a lefty-lefty matchup with a slow thrower? Or do I want to go to somebody that can at least throw the ball hard?
Right.
In that situation, anybody is better than Nick Ramirez. And the Yankees go for Nick Ramirez, and I'm sitting there telling everybody in the damn chat, he's gonna blow this game. I just know it.
You hand the ball to Mike King there, you're flying to Anaheim as a winner right now. Guaranteed.
And it's big. It's like you said, it is a series win. And here's my biggest thing, and this is, I think, going to lead into a great conversation about what the Yankees really need to do at the deadline. Because I've been speaking about this on a couple of days. I'll tell you now, right? We got, what is it? I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think it's 3 against the Angels, 3 against Kansas City, and then 2 against the Mets. So that's 8 games against really bad teams. Being fair, really bad teams. When we lost the first one, I said they got to go 7-3. They got to go at least 7-3. If the Yankees go like 4-6 in a 10-game span, what do you do? I mean, do you seriously sit there and go, we got to buy because this team's great?
Here's what I want to stress to Yankees fans, and I'm having a stream at 9:00, and if you want to join in, I'm going to try and break the news to them the same way I'm going to say it right now. We're in last place. This is not the position where you unload the farm and try and win it all. You don't jump over all these teams. If you want to maybe go out and get a left fielder, maybe go out and get 1 or 2 pieces that maybe put you in a good position for if Judge comes back, sure. But this is not the year you unload the farm system. You got Dominguez starting to hit. Obviously, Peraza came up today. He's hitting. Frickin' Pereira's hitting 309.
Yeah.
This is the type of year where you cut people and bring up kids. That's kind of what I would look to do right now. I would say, look, I would unload Glaber Torres at the deadline. First of all, try and restock the system a little bit.
Yep.
And I would say, either DJ go play second base or Peraza or Volpe. Somebody fill in. That gets. I want the infield to be LeMahieu, Volpe, and Peraza in some order. I don't know if DJ is ever gonna keep hitting like he's hitting right now.
Yeah.
But you got to hope so, because you got a couple years left on the contract. And if he doesn't, then you solve it in the offseason, right? I mean, you just play it out this season, hope he comes back, hope Casey can bring him back. I take a look at putting Pereira in left field. I mean, he's swinging the bat well, AAA. I call up Dominguez to AAA and say, hey, get ready to play center field. We got, maybe a couple more months of Bader. I might even consider trading Bader if you get the right offer. Somebody wants him. I mean, you're in last place. If you're in last place at the deadline, or more than 8 games out at the deadline, I don't think adding is the right move. What are the odds you're going to make up 9 games in 2 months?
I would say the only way is you got to almost do what the Cardinals are saying, which is probably the right way to go, right? If you get guys, you want it for 2024. You don't want to sit there and go, this move is for now, because we're going to win now with this move. You want to see it more as next year, this guy's there. And we know that, and we could build towards that.
Yes.
So whether it's a guy with a couple of years, I still say, I don't think Soto's going to be available. I don't think they're going to do it. I would still do that even now, just because I know he helps next year. And I think the Yankees could easily lock him up. But anybody else, it's very, very hard. And then look, the Yankees got more holes now than we even thought, right? I don't know what the hell I don't know what the hell happened to Anthony Rizzo, but I'm being honest. I love the guy. Everybody knows it. It got his own. I don't have a home run call for everybody. He's one of the guys. I really love Anthony Rizzo. I tell you right now, if a team needed a first baseman, they called me, I'd say take him.
Yeah.
I hate saying it. Take him. Take the contract.
I think
no
he's
problem.
Hurt. I think he's hurt, man. I mean, ever since that play with Tatis, it might be something where he doesn't even know he's hurt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I don't know exactly what the injury was, but you remember when Andujar tried to play through like the torn labrum, and Greg Bird tried to play through the torn labrum.
Yep.
And they were just a hair late. It was just a fraction of a second late. But in baseball, that's enough to turn you into from a good hitter into a nobody.
To a terrible hit. Exactly.
And I think, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I think something like that could be the case.
Yeah.
With Rizzo, where he might not even notice. He might be, I'm a little banged up. My shoulder's a little sore. My neck's a little sore. But yeah, you've got a fractured vertebrae or some shit that you don't realize.
I mean, you never really know. And I mean, the way he's playing right now, ever since Judge got hurt, is just, he's non-existent. Now we do see Stanton coming around a little bit. Volpe's kind of got cold again, and he's struggling again. It's just, there's just not a definite answer. But Derek, I agree with you. We've both talked about this stuff a lot. Is at this point, you're looking up. You're that heavyweight fighter that just got knocked down again. You're like, do I stand up? You know, I can't beat this guy. Do I get up? I could get up, but do I get up? Like, do I just bow out of this one and go, it's not for me? Like, this match it's not my night. I'm done. You gotta almost look at it and say, we're gonna go ahead and sell off. And you know what? These young guys are gonna get a shot. Give it to them. And I asked this question. I ask you this question. And the chat, by all means, I'll ask you guys this question. If they sold guys, could they actually get worse? Or would they be better? I mean, think about that. If you sold off somebody offense, is there a guarantee that you're gonna be worse?
Do you remember?
Or do you get better?
It was, what was it, 2016? They got
the
better. They almost made the playoffs after they sold.
They came back. They started smacking the ball like crazy. And I mean, that's the same way I look at this one. Is like, I mean, you guys are not scoring at all. So if you ended up saying, let's go ahead and make some changes and move some guys around, hey, maybe you get better. And guys, we got 600 people, and they hit that like button.
Nice. You know, I think about the story of the Titanic. Speaking of implosions, too soon. So
no, it's definitely not too soon. You know, we were saying it the day after. Us terrible people.
Yeah, you know what makes that incident in history so interesting is that it took so long to play out. I mean, it took like 2 hours. Plane crashes don't take 2 hours, right?
Quick.
It was all these people, and they had 2 hours to let their destiny play out. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we're on the sinking ship and we're rearranging chairs. It's like, how
Yeah,
we
we're
move this
moving
guy, move
furniture
that guy. It's
around.
like,
Yeah.
why don't my favorite part of the Titanic story was the chef. The chef
Yeah.
was a drunk, to say the least. And when the ship started going down, he just sat on the stern and on the fence a little. The one thing that the guys were hanging on to at the end, and just drank his way
That'll be
into the
me.
ocean.
That's me, Derek. That's
He
me for the
drank his way
Yankees.
in,
All right.
and you know what? The alcohol warmed up his body. He fucking lived. He lived. He rode the ship
It's my guy.
down. There was no suction. Everybody was like, "Oh, the suction! I'm gonna watch out for the suction."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I got your suction hanging low," and rode that bitch into the ocean and survived.
That is legendary. Well, I want to be that guy on this Yankee sinking ship. All right. So,
We're the guys pushing around the deck chairs right now, and that's at least what
facts.
Brian Cashman's doing.
Facts. We got a super chat from Ronnie. He says, we can talk about what moves to make, but more focus/pressure should be on the one making the moves. Just my thoughts. No, you're right. I think we all said that countless times. I mean, and here's my other concern. One of the biggest concerns I have with the Yankees, and maybe one of the best attributes of George Steinbrenner was he walked in a room and people listened. People were like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna get fired." I mean, the Yankees right now, Aaron Boone, none of these guys are like, no big deal. I mean,
comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable. That's exactly the word I'm going for. They are a very, very comfortable organization. Nobody feels like the job is on. I mean, I heard Boone today. Guys, these things happen. Like, bro, that's your answer? These
Did
things
he really
happen?
say that?
Yeah, I swear to God, he did. Look
Oh,
it up. These things happen in games.
I'm having an aneurysm. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you. These things happen in games. These things do happen throughout the course of a season. Can we stop hearing that damn line when this shouldn't happen? This is the problem.
Yeah.
And he just sits there as like, all of you guys are idiots. Don't worry. I got it.
You should never. Wait, let me just bring up something that should never happen. You shouldn't make the last out at third base in an inning and then the first out the very next inning at third base in a close game.
Yep.
That's an organizational problem. That's not teaching the fundamentals and not hammering in the fundamentals.
Yep.
Look, I'm not gonna jump all over the rookie for that. I will jump all over Bader for that. That's a dumb play by Bader. Look, the kid is up one day. His nerves are going crazy. Whatever, he was trying to make.
He seemed very anxious too. I don't know if even after the base hit, he seemed very, very anxious.
Well,
to be in a
wouldn't
game.
you be? I mean,
stole a base out the gate. I mean, yeah, no doubt about it.
I mean, think about 100%. It this way. He knows if he doesn't get a hit, if he doesn't make every play, they're going to sit his ass for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's going to lose his. He's worked his entire life to get here.
Exactly.
This is his entire life. Rides on possibly these next 2 weeks. Am I going to be a New York Yankee, or am I going to get traded for some nobody outfielder, pull a hamstring or tear a calf muscle or whatever, and my career's over? I mean, like, he's trying to make things happen. He's not only playing for the Yankees right now and trying to win the game. He's probably playing for scouts, showing people I'm a major leaguer. He's got a lot going on in his mind. You know,
no doubt about it. So I agree with you.
I'm not going to kill him over that, but Bader should know fucking better.
Yeah. No doubt, and that even just goes back to the point again of not trading. Like don't at this point where you guys are now, let Peraza just play. Don't trade him.
Oh yeah.
Like again, unless there's something major out there and you really feel it's going to make a difference for next year and it puts you on path of a World Series, that's a different story. But other than that, you can't go out there and be like, hey, we're getting a decent left fielder. We're going to trade this, and this for him.
Yeah.
And Peraza just. Play these guys every day. Brian Cashman said it in the offseason, and I hate even saying that Brian Cashman said it because he didn't do nothing about it. By the way, Masataka Yoshida, Derek, we could give you something like a high five on that one. Because, he had a grand slam, I think, today. He had 6 RBIs, 3 more hits, and he's one of the best players in the American League. Not even close. He's really that good. And he would have been unbelievable right now. He would have been unbelievable on this team. Apparently, this was just said by Mark Feinstein that the Yankees are interested in Randall Grichuk for their outfield. Yeah, that's gonna
another right-hander. Let's get another right-hander.
Don't we have Everson Pereira in AAA?
Right.
Like, what's the difference? Just call up the guy who's actually done it and who's in your organization already.
Any trade that's not Cody Bellinger is just more of the same bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't expect him to go out and get Soto or Ohtani and frankly. And frankly, I just don't think you're in the position to do that. But get Bellinger at least. Give us see what a lefty built for this stadium can do for 2 months. And if it doesn't work, he's a free agent, right? Or he's got one more year. You can move him. Give him a couple of months in Yankee Stadium and see what happens.
Well, let me give you another option. Not another option of a player, but let me give you another idea why I also like Bellinger as an option. Bader's a free agent, and he's a free agent.
Right. Yeah. Got a chance to really switch. I mean, you put him in center field. He's a good defensive center fielder. You got Dominguez coming up to who can play left and slide over.
If that's the or Everson Pereira. If Everson Pereira really could be a guy that is starting to take, he's just, I almost feel bad for him because he's so overshadowed. Yeah. So people always like, yeah, but is he that good? And it's like, yo, the kid is like flying through. Every time he plays, he's great. Like, I mean, he's really friggin' good here. He doesn't get the recognition, but
I want people to look up what he did like 2 years ago when he played in something like 50 games. He hit like 21
homers. I think he had 21 homers like in 50 something games. Yeah. He's an absolute animal. And that's why I like Bellinger too. And I mentioned that to my team the other day. I was like, it actually makes sense because you kind of pit two guys against each other. And you brought up the good point there is if the Yankees go, well, Bellinger's going to probably make more money. Deservingly so. He's a way better offensive player. It's not even close. Strikeout numbers are back down to the 15%. He's doing really, really good. You go ahead and go, all right, let's lock him in center field. But now, and he's a lefty bat. So you don't got to worry about all the righties. Now you got too many righties. If Dominguez takes off or Pereira's there, Dominguez is a switch hitter. You also got more balance. Right. Pereira is a right-hander, whatever. You still got the balance from Bader. And then you figure out what that infield is going to finally look like. And on top of that, too, man, let Ben Rortvedt play while he's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, let this friggin' guy play while he's healthy, man. I don't understand it. I don't get half of the moves the Yankees are making anymore.
Yeah. You know, I feel like if we were the GMs, the team would just look completely different. I mean, Harper would be playing for the Yankees right now. If I was a GM,
back that far?
Probably Olsen. I probably would have gone after Olsen. I would have pulled the trigger on Matt Olsen, whatever the cost was.
Oh yeah.
You know, why can't we just have legitimate, like dominant, scary left-handed hitters in a park that's built for fucking like where
100%.
The thing that people don't realize, this is what they don't take into account. You get an unbelievably good left-handed hitter. They don't have to hit it a mile to hit a home run. They have such good bat speed and are so good at hitting fly balls that if they just miss it, they hit home runs like Aaron Judge does, right?
Yep.
How many times have we seen him pop up a ball and it goes 2 or 3 rows deep?
Of course.
Great lefties in Yankee Stadium can do that.
Yeah. And that's even, I mean, look at all the ones that we passed up on. I mean, there's so much here. You even got Manny Machado's another guy the Yankees passed up on. Corey Seager is the most recent one that the Yankees passed up on that everybody sat back. I think I remember it might have been Joel Sherman was like, oh yeah, he's going to be a Yankee. Like the season ended. It was like, oh, it's the most sensible move you can make.
Let me ask you this. I mean, if you signed him, you probably would have had to trade Volpe or, I mean, honestly, you could have moved Volpe to second base, which is what I think they would. Imagine that infield. Imagine right now, if Volpe was your second baseman, Seager was your shortstop, and Peraza was your third baseman, with DJ as your super utility guy, kind of not having to play every day, stay a little bit more healthy.
Yep.
And then Olsen as your first baseman. Fuck.
And Derek, this is what I think is so aggravating about the Yankees is everything that we have just mentioned, right, is not a hard move for the Yankees to make. A lot of it was just money, which they have, which is the easiest transaction to make. You figure out a contract, you sign it there. You don't got to worry about trading, moving guys around. This is what is so aggravating about this team is that we all know what needs to be done. Hell, they even say it. It's not even just us. Brian Cash, we need to get quicker. We need to get younger. We need to be more athletic. We need guys to get on base.
Yeah.
And then he comes out there and does zero. This is a World Series caliber team that has still not found a left fielder daily.
Right.
There's no excuses for any of this.
Well, I think we're going to see a couple of things happen right away. We're going to see Peraza now start to get some real at-bats and get a real shot. I think that's, if he sits the bench for DJ LeMahieu now, and I get it, DJ has been swinging the bat better the last couple of days.
Yeah.
But you can't call this kid up now. He's 23 and sit him on the bench. This is his time. He has got to play every day. That left side of the infield has got to be Peraza and Volpe.
And look at the play he made today. Kid got a cannon. I mean, he got a cannon for an arm.
Let those guys, take some pressure off of each other. A couple of kids, have fun over there.
Yeah.
Go out and get a left fielder, a real one. Like, I don't want to see. I mean, I get it. Jake Bauers has hit some nice home runs. Willie Calhoun's coming back. Greg Allen's in single A. Who gives a shit about any of those guys? Exactly. Go get me Bellinger, or go get me somebody who can play left field, catch the damn baseball, hit the damn cutoff man, and hit for a better than 260 average with some decent power. Just get me. I don't care who the hell it is. Get me somebody who's hits from the left side.
Yep.
And hope that you get Judge back. Say, Judge, I'm sorry. It's going to hurt for the next couple of months.
Don't
run into anything. Don't sprint as hard as you have to. Hit the ball over that fucking blue wall out there as often as possible, and let's see what we can do.
I mean, let's be real. How many slow rollers does Aaron Judge hit on the infield?
Right.
Where it's like you got to hustle to beat it out. He hit a ground ball. You don't got to run.
Would you be okay with this? Would you be okay with Stanton in right field for the rest of the season, Judge at DH if it gets Judge back in the lineup, and then knowing that if Stanton goes down, which he will, Pereira can come right back up and play right 100%, field here every day. 100%. That would be my backup plan.
No doubt about it. I mean, any way you get Judge back in the lineup, you got to do it. You can't let Stanton block him. If Stanton is blocking him, you got to look at him and go, hey, look, only way we get him back is this. You got to be comfortable. When you're not comfortable and you need a day, we're going to bench you. You're just going to sit that day. That's all. But majority of the time, we need you in right field. I think there is something to Stanton's knees. And the reason I bring that up is I feel like I don't know if it's maybe, when Matsui had the liquid buildup? Remember that? He had that time he had the liquid buildup and he had to get it drained all the time.
Strawberry had that too.
Strawberry had it. I feel like I'm not a doctor either, but I feel like Stanton's almost going through the same thing because we know he's healthy according to what we know, but he still needs like his day off. It's like, all right, no, he needs to take a day.
Yeah.
Like it's like a mandatory thing that he has to go sit. So I wonder if he keeps getting the pressure on his legs and all, if that is something that's happening, but I'm right there with you. However you get Judge in the lineup, you got to get him. Go out there and get a Bellinger. See what the Cardinals are doing. See if Newt Bar, who's a controllable guy, is available. See if Donovan is available. And if it's a guy like Donovan, I know we talked about this, that he plays everywhere, take his infield glove and go, you don't need it. You're going to be in left field for the rest of the year. Don't worry about it. That's all you're playing.
Let me ask you this.
Left field.
So we talk about additions. I feel like there's some definite subtractions on this team too that have to happen.
And it could be additions.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Severino has got, I feel like he's giving me bad vibes right now.
Did you hear the news about him?
No.
So apparently the Yankees believe that he is tipping his pitches. So he's going to be working from the stretch all day. Tomorrow start.
I actually said that in the Dodgers game. It looked like he was tipping his pitches to me. I've said that multiple times, but if that's true, that's good news. Yeah. But I still don't dig the vibes he's been giving me. Cashman said that one of his focuses, I guess, is going to be pitching at the deadline. And this is one year where it's like, you got to straight up focus on offense, man.
Correct.
It's like, I don't need any more. I'm good with Cole and Rodon, even though Rodon got hit the other night.
Yeah.
Look, people, they say what they're going to say, but it was Coors Field. It took him 3 innings to adjust to throw the breaking ball.
Yep.
And you could see that.
4th and 5th, he looked pretty good.
He looked great.
Much better in the 4th and 5th.
Yeah. I think Rodon's going to be outstanding. It wouldn't surprise me if, we look up September 1st and he's 5-2 with like a 2.5 ERA.
Yeah. He just seems like one of those guys that at any start, whether it's, 3 or 4 starts, it takes him going. There's going to be a time where it's like, oh, damn, look at that line. Look at his line. Right. Like he's taking off.
Right.
I can see that from him too.
And Cole obviously deserved better today. I think Clark Schmidt honestly has been better the last 10 starts or so. He doesn't get you deep into the game, but he can get you enough.
Yep.
And if we could trust Boone to use the bullpen correctly, which I don't know if we can.
Oh God.
I feel like the pitching can get you through the playoffs, but we've got to get there. First of all, we're not there right now. We're not a playoff team, and we've got to hit. We got to figure out a way to hit when we get there.
Yep.
And this organization, I feel like, is so poisoned. I feel like it's so messed up that I would only trust it if you brought in some outside guys. Like I don't trust our own guys to start hitting again.
I don't trust our own guys to make the moves, and that to me is the scariest thing. Like, I just don't trust Brian Cashman at all anymore. I don't trust Brian Cashman to do what's best in his organization. I just don't. And I know there's probably a lot of people that already feel that way, but even here in his conversation today, I mean, just the constant nonsense that is bullshit to keep throwing it out there at this fan base, it just drives me mad. But going back to your point of, maybe selling some of these guys, even if you are buying a little bit, when you see where this offense is at right now, I don't think you could really do wrong. I don't see it in a way if the Yankees go, wow, like we look back and go, holy shit, they actually traded some guys that were regulars for us. I can't believe they actually made that move.
Yeah.
I could see us going a month later and be like, damn, this was the best Yankees we watched for a month, for years. This is the best team we've seen for a long time, because what might we be seeing then? More balls put into play, faster guys on the bases, more athletic players, not only home run or nothing. You might see guys that actually play baseball. You look around baseball, right? Cincinnati's so exciting to watch because they got all the young kids up. Texas is an exciting team. What do they do? Arizona is all young, good young players, studs. Texas said, we got a couple of good veterans. We'll bring some of those guys in via free agency to supplement the youth. Exactly what the Yankees should do. And the Yankees are like, we'll hold on because that Donaldson is going to prove the fans wrong this year.
Let me ask you something here. So this is just kind of a little theory that I've been seeing floating out there a little bit. Obviously, the Reds are putting it into practice somewhat. Because youth baseball, like college baseball, high school baseball, everybody's throwing so much harder now that the guys who are going to perform better offensively against major league pitching are the guys in like who are younger than the average major leaguer now, like the guys who are 20, 21 years old.
Yeah.
Like we saw what Dominguez did against, in spring training against major league pitching. What if, what the Reds are doing is the next phase, and it's just like, you got to bring up kids, honestly. The reaction time for some of these older players, they just can't hit the guys that are sitting 98, 99 these days.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, my answer to that is why not? Look at what we've seen. And here's the thing about Dominguez too, that I was thinking about this the other day. The kid had a target on his back immediately.
Oh yeah.
He's the youngest player in AA. There was nobody protecting him. People seem to forget Austin Wells wasn't there all year. A lot of that time when he was hitting 170, 180, Austin Wells wasn't there. Yeah. So here's a guy who is trying to come into his own, probably sitting there going, I played so well, I'm going to be up this year. I'm going to be in the major leagues quick. So let me go out there and do my thing. And he's getting pitched around to it. At some point, he starts going, I got to start putting something in play. Yeah. And he kind of goes out of his element. I think you put guys in there that are talented, like a Dominguez, in a better lineup with the Yankees, and he could kind of blend in a little bit. You probably got a better team, but at this point, you could throw shit at the wall and have a better team than what's on the Yankees.
It's frustrating to watch. I mean, I feel like it's the same story year in and year out, just old, unathletic, and
and that's the problem.
And it's something that the Yankees are unable to solve right now. One, because they draft typically poorly, and they don't always get a great draft pick because they're always just good enough to get into the playoffs. It reminds me of the the Dallas Cowboys. Like every year they're relevant and they get to the postseason or whatever, and then they're out.
Yep,
done.
It's very, very much the same. They're very much the same. I don't know if you saw this. I don't have it up in front of me. I wish I did. Do you know that the Yankees? I think it's like, I forgot what. I don't want to be wrong and say what year it was from. I don't remember, but it was a graph that shows WAR of players each team has called up. The young guys they called up. Do you know the Yankees are dead last in Major League Baseball?
Over what time period is this?
I don't remember. Somebody in the chat might have seen it. I know Hector put it on his show. It's a beautiful graph. Got all the players' colors, and the Yankees are right down there in the bottom in WAR of the lowest WAR of players that they have called up from their farm system directly.
And that's interesting because Aaron Judge was somebody they called up, and
so who else? And that's the thing. Like, you look at it and go, well, who else has there been, depending on the time frame of it? Yeah. I mean, who was it? I mean, and it's sad because The Yankees are a team like the Braves, like the Dodgers, that can say it was from 2010 to 2023.
Oh, wow.
That's what it was from. That's a long time. It's 13
That's
years.
over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that tells you there's something rotten inside of the player development system. There's just something down there that's ruining guys. Man, that's
Dead last in Major League Baseball. Like, think about that. Like, I mean, that is shocking. Shocking.
Look at some of their guys that they've traded away, like that have turned it on. Like the kid from Texas, what's his name?
Duran.
Duran, unbelievable,
Hell of a player.
Exciting.
And where would he be, Derek, if he was on the Yankees?
Double A. He'd be in
and
double
the sad
A.
thing is, there's 700 people here. We all know it. We all know that Ezekiel Duran would have been in Double A right now. Triple A tops.
Yeah.
And again, this is why I know for a fact this is why I'm frustrated. And this is why I scream and I get upset and I get angry, because we know they could be better. It's almost like they refuse because they want to be right.
Yeah. It's when my wife's gonna kill me if she sees this, but it's like when my wife messes up something around the house, you know, leave the oven on, leave the faucet running, whatever. Like if I do it, of course, like I fucked up and I hear about it. If she does it, no, I didn't do that. Well, yeah, I wasn't even in the kitchen today. Like I didn't, you know, it's cannot admit when she's wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Yankees are the same way. They cannot admit when they're wrong on something.
It's true. It's 100% true. I mean, we've seen it so many times. I mean, it's so simple for the Yankees to just go, guys, it's a good time to release him. You know, he hurt his calf. We're not playing him. It's a good time just to take him out back, put a bullet in his head, and that's it.
Let me ask you
relatively
this.
speaking.
Why the hell are you putting Josh Donaldson on the 10-day IL? Put him on the 60-day IL immediately and clear up a 40-man spot. That's what drives me nuts about the Yankees.
That's another thing too about the whole 40-man thing. You know, the guy's not on the 40-man. They make it like it's building a pyramid.
Right.
It's not hard. Like, what do you? Oh, but he's not on the 40-man. So what? Put him on. Like, the Yankees gotta understand that Yankee fans look at everything, and all Yankee fans want is accountability. That's all Yankee fans ask for. Just be accountable with us. Just tell us the truth. And again, do I mean tell us the truth by throwing the team under the bus? No. But don't sit there and act like idiots. And on top of that, too, have better answers, man. Like, people won't believe me when I say this. I want to like Aaron Boone. I want to like him, and I want the Yankees to win with him because he is the manager on the team. So I'm not going to root against the guy. I want him to win. But you got to do better in these post games, man. You got to stop with I don't think he's made a lot of errors this year. Bro, he's leading the league, fam. The same thing with IKF last year. Oh, he's not that bad. He's great. He's the best. He's the best in baseball. He's the best in baseball. You can't act like the fans are morons and you guys are these high and mighty geniuses that know everything about Major League Baseball.
Here's what it's okay to say. Like, if it was like the IKF thing, you say, obviously he hasn't performed up to our expectations. We hope he gets better. He's working hard to do so. That's telling the truth without throwing your player under the bus.
Exactly. And that's the way that I always bring it up too. People always go, Pete, what do you expect me to say? Guys, there is a way of not throwing somebody under the bus while being accountable. I mean, it's a very simple thing to do. You don't got to go out there and beat anybody up. You just go out there and you become accountable. You say the right thing. Josh Donaldson he has not been the player that we've expected. Hell, he even knows that.
Yeah.
But we do believe there's something left in him. That's all. But you're not sitting there going, he's fine. He's going to be good. We believe at the end of the year, that's all going to balance out.
It's frustrating. I mean, we know it because we watch it every day. I feel like a lot of times the Yankees fans, the Yankees management is speaking to like the casual radio listener. Like,
have to be.
They're putting out the sound bite to
gotta be,
so people keep buying tickets. But you can't piss on the actual fans and tell us it's raining. You know?
Yeah, no doubt about it, and continue to act like everything is good. So. Once again, guys, let me actually pull this up and we'll get ready to wrap the show up here. But let me go ahead and let me see if this updated at all. I don't think it did. This is where the Yankees currently stand. So again, guys, the Yankees are once again tied for the bottom of the barrel. As you look, Baltimore, Toronto, Boston have all already won today. You look at the wild card. This is the scary part for the Yankees because I don't think they catch in Tampa or Baltimore. You look at the wild card here. The Yankees are a game and a half out of the wild card. Toronto is starting to get hot. They're 8-2 over the last 10. They've won 4 in a row. Baltimore has won 8 games in a row. They may overtake the Rays and be ahead in the American League East very, very soon. Boston's going to be fighting there. As you see, Seattle's starting to play a little better. They're coming on. There is no guarantee at all that the Yankees walk in and get into the postseason, though. I want to bring this up to you. Run this by you real quick. You think Baltimore has a chance to win a division?
Yeah, absolutely. Rays lost
team,
again today, right?
Yeah, they're a good team. Baltimore is a good team.
They to me feel like the, mid-90s Baltimore team that was, with Alomar and Ripken. I mean, younger players, obviously, but that was a feisty team.
One game out, man. They call up Grayson Rodriguez again. They're the team I've been telling people to look out for at the deadline because they also have money. They haven't spent it yet, and they got a lot of it.
Angelos, right? Is that his name?
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the richest guys in baseball, and he's just been waiting.
Oh, yeah. So
and their fans deserve it, man, because they sat through some tough years.
Yeah, they threw some big contracts out there, too, recently, and they were turned down, but the Orioles got money, man. They can go out there and make some major moves, and I think they're going to be pretty snappy at the deadline. We'll see what happens.
It would be dumb not to be aggressive.
No doubt about it, because they could win the whole thing. If they get a starting pitcher or two, they can actually win the whole thing this year.
Let me ask you this. Let's say they want Luis Severino. Who are you asking for?
Anybody. Anybody.
To a division rival? Anybody?
Who's their bench coach? Who do they want it for? What do you want? They got a crab cake, couple of crab cakes over there. little Old Bay on it.
That Inner Harbor crab cakes are good, man.
V-Man with the super chat says Yankees think their farts are perfume. Yeah, no question. The Yankees think their farts are. That's a great way to end the show. The Yankees think their farts are perfume.
I think you found your episode title.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's a great one. Thank you, V-Man. I appreciate that. Well, Derek, are you live at 9?
9 o'clock. I'm going live. Expect all 720 people in this chat right here to stop by. Over. We're going to have a little group therapy. We're just going to talk about, with the fans, pull up a lot of fan comments. Yep. Typically, when I do one of these type of shows, I kind of air my grievances at the top of the hour, and then we just take fan grievances for a while, and I feel like it's one of those nights.
Yep, no doubt about it. And knowing me, I'll probably go upstairs and eat something, and knowing me at around 10 or 11 o'clock, I might just decide on screaming for a little bit. So maybe you'll get some more from me later today. Who knows?
Nice.
But with that being said, guys, we are out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you later. Appreciate it.
Before it hits the front page.